When you look at the story of the prodigal son, the Bible said there was a father who had two sons, and the youngest of them looked at his father one day and said, "Father, invariably, I wish you were dead, but you are not dead. Could you just give me all my inheritance? Because I need to be free." The father hearkened to him and gave him the portion of his inheritance and said, "No, okay, no worries, you can go." The Bible says he took all the money and went to a far country. He didn't want to have anything to do with his father. Like many of us, maybe in all of those ignorant years, you didn't want to have anything to do with God. You disobeyed God. You lived a terrible life. This guy did all of that. But he came to a point, the Bible says he came to his wit's end. Everything he had finished because he wasted it all. A life without God is a wasted life. No matter how much money that life has, it will still end up at the end of the day in penury. It will end up in emptiness. That was what happened to the prodigal son. The Bible says after he had spent all he had, he became destitute to the point that he started to beg. This was a guy who came from a family of affluence, of wealth, and somebody, maybe that's your story right now. It just does not look like how things used to be. Your relationship with God has gone sour. It's like you can't really even pick up the pieces. It's like it's tough. But that's why God sent me to you. Even though this guy seemed to have fallen short of the glory of God, God still has a way of meeting him at the point of his need. And that's exactly my point. The Bible says after all that has happened, he took a job to be feeding pigs and there was no food for him. He started to eat with the pigs and he went to the lowest of low. And the Bible says one day he came to his senses and then he said to himself, "But I have a home, but I have a father who loves me so much." And he said, "I will arise and go back to my father." The Bible says the father was waiting with his arms open wide. And as soon as the Bible says he was nearing home, it says he ran to his son. The father was the one that ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. What did you say again? That God is disappointed in you and he doesn't want to have anything to do with you? You must not be talking about the God of the Bible. For God to make up for your lost is that you arise and go back to your father. Oh, lost sheep, it's time to hear the voice of the shepherd once again and run back into your father's arms. He's waiting on you. However old you are now, however the atrocities you have committed, however the wrongs that you have done, however your life may look right now, shattered and seemingly hopeless, God is waiting on you.